I feel so overwhelmed. My heart feels full, and I feel deeply, deeply, deeply honored to be here today. Dearest friends and dearest graduates, I invite you to look ahead, to imagine the future, to step on the path. Each path will be your own, and yet all our paths will twist and turn. All of our paths are connected. Imagine your path. It starts uncertain, gray, unclear. It starts by asking why you're here. If you know, are you sure that this is what your life is for? The path is long, so many years, and wide and steep and straight and curved, black in parts, then blinding white, good and bad, dark and light. The way first blurred will start to clear, a speck of light amidst the fear. The thing you thought you wouldn't do, you'd never do, you couldn't do, you'll do that thing you'll do. The path turns dark. It's what you fear. It swirls you round. Your eyes will tear. The world's unfair, unequal, mean. You see a world you've never seen. With time, you'll start to walk, then run, skip or hop, the path is fun. Somersault, spin around, fly away, lose the crowd. Tightrope over streams and waves. Cartwheel if you're really brave. Rest a while in silent thought, then sing and prance. I hope you dance. The path is long, the way is steep, but light is strong and love is deep. So take a step, come what may. All that will be starts here today. Graduates, the real question is this: how can we be prepared for what life throws our way? Or in the words of Ashoka the Great, lies the beauty of your walk in the way you walk it, or in the journey's end? I want to offer 3 ideas as you embark on the path ahead. They are not my ideas, but age-old truths, and yet they seem more relevant today than they ever have been. And they have come to me in ways that feel precious. Several years ago, we added the core value of love at Teach for India. There was a lot of skepticism from my team when we did this. Love? Maybe we should make it care or compassion, but love? A few days later, I got a call from 12-year-old Vijay, one of our Teach for India students. Didi, I need to see you. He said, it's very urgent. I need to see you now. He promptly turned up at my house with a friend of his in tow for moral support, I think. I believe you introduced a core value of love, Didi, he told me. News travels fast, I thought. Didi, I came here to tell you people may laugh. People may not understand, but never change that value, Didi. Love is the most important thing the world needs. As we look at the 50,000 people who continue to live in relief camps in Manipur, hear horrific stories of children dying in Gaza, battle rising levels of pollution that make us gasp for breath, and witness violence linked to caste, religion, ethnicity, language, gender, sexuality, disability, and other aspects of our identity, it is incumbent on us to remember Vijay's 12-year-old wisdom. Fight hate with love. Years before I met Vijay, while I was at Akanksha, another student changed the way I saw the world. His name was Latif. Latif was one of those students that was everybody's favorite. Smart, good looking, kind. He was one of those people that would walk into a room and make the whole room brighter. He lived with his grandfather, who had crippling arthritis. Latif was the lead actor in our musical, went to college, and worked nights so that his grandfather could stop working. And then one day, on a car trip from Mumbai to Pune, I got an urgent call saying Latif was very unwell. I turned my car around immediately, but Latif had passed away before I reached the hospital. The next day, I was with his grandfather, who was inconsolable. Latif had been the most precious person in his life. Didi, his grandfather said, I knew Latif was very sick. I took out 14,000 rupees, all of my savings, and gave it to him, saying, Latif, take this money and go to a good doctor in a private hospital. But Latif, not wanting his grandfather to have to go back to work, quietly hid the money back under the bed, went to a government hospital, and died a few hours later. I do not know what might have happened if Latif had gone elsewhere, but I do know that at that moment, my whole understanding of giving changed. I had always thought that my work was about giving, that I had been giving all my life. Latif made me realize I had no idea how immense the human capacity to give is. He taught me that you and I, that we have a limitless capacity to give. In our musical, Latif sang a song called A Star I'll Be. I still look up on rare starry nights, remembering that we can give more, much more. And finally, a story that brings together love and giving and perhaps answers that question of how we prepare for the ups and downs of our lives. This is the story of my friends Viral, Pavi, and Nipun. In 2015, Viral was diagnosed with a severe immune illness, so severe that he could not leave his home and got weekly transfusions. And then a few months ago, while looking after him, his wife, Pavi, a beautiful poet and the author of one of the most beautiful books I've ever read, Infinite Vision, was diagnosed with stage 3 cancer. In a mail to us, Viral wrote, Pavi begins 5 months of chemo, which will be followed by surgery, radiation, and hormone therapy. Yes, This is her healing journey, and no one else will experience it in the raw, immediate, and personal way that she will. But in a very real sense, we both feel that this is not just about her individual experience. It is revealing a vast, intelligent, and infinitely creative and loving field of interconnection. We have never felt the aliveness and beauty of that field more deeply and intimately than we have in these past weeks. I read that and thought, wow, that's not how most of us would respond to such a difficult situation. And then, well, Viral's condition worsened, and he needed a very difficult bone marrow transfusion. In a mail to us, Pavi now wrote, Vero's outlook is and has always been one of deep readiness, a readiness to engage with an emerging reality and anything that might arise. He senses that life has, by definition, prepared him for this time. Witnessing his unshakable trust during my own health journey has slowly strengthened something in me. We feel the mystery and elegance in all of it, in the timing of medical advances, the unconditional togetherness with family, the exceptional care team, and in the quiet flow of cards, care packages, depthful emails, voice memos, and offerings of nourishment, poetry, prayers, and tremendous artistry. And then days ago, Viral had his transfusion. And his brother Nipun, my dear friend, who is with him at the hospital right now as we sit here, writes, our room is known as the Zen room among the nurses, with decorations and mandalas. If a nurse mentions a book they like, we tag them with it the next day. My morning chai is going viral in the hospital ward, so now I always make extra. My parents can't come into Viral's room, and so I sent them this text yesterday. The universe doesn't care about the name, shape, size of who you're serving, whether it's your son or someone else's daughter. All it registers is the intention you generate in your heart. So if you pour love into feeding someone, watering a plant, praying in the wind, we will all benefit immediately. Graduates, Vijay's story of love, Latif's story of giving, Viral's story of interconnectedness, these are just 3 stories. But why might love, giving, and interconnectedness matter to you? Well, the list of benefits from countless research studies is long. You benefit. You do better academically, you become a lifelong learner, you are happier, more compassionate, more trusting, more generous, more resilient, more purpose driven, more inspired to create art and music. Your stress reduces, your health and well being improves, your life expectancy is longer. And society shifts. Studies say there is more altruism, more nurturing families, more positive action, increased civic engagement, more equitable distribution of resources, reduced crime, more peace and harmony, economic prosperity, more social justice, more social cohesion, a sense of collective well being. Graduates, perhaps life isn't that complicated. Perhaps you need to walk down your path, sowing seeds of love, giving what you can, and asking for what you need. Perhaps that will build a strong, interconnected community. And perhaps that community is the preparation we need for the uncertainty of life. Graduates, step onto the path of your greatest potential.